Protect freedom of the press.
Lock people and didn't even property. The pastor asked him to.
Proud of you, black man. Proud of you, black man. Don't listen to this nonsense.
Don't listen to the nonsense.
We got you.
Felon.
We got you. We're
Felon.
we got you.
Hey, we have to thank jail that's been dangerous. Organizing fire, testing you guys, walked into the church. Are you a participant or are you a journalist? Donald Trump at the Parliament. Once you are afraid.
How was United Hell?
Protect freedom of the children.
So look, I want to thank everybody for their support. It truly means the world to me. I had no idea what's going on because obviously I haven't seen anything. I have spent my entire career covering the news. I will not stop now. In fact, there is no more important time than right now, this very moment, for a free and independent media that shines a light on the truth and holds those in power accountable. Again,
he's absolutely right. Thank you, Don Lemon, for speaking the truth. Now let's go to what you were doing. Was that true news coverage? Was that activism or whatever the hell he is? He's an activist. He goes around with the bullshit. His commentary, his news stories, his spin is biased heavily. And anytime you're dealing with a religious place like a church, you have to be careful. Even though you might be a journalist, you're limited to where you can go and what you can do. As a journalist, you can't just walk anywhere and always hide behind the, hey, I'm a journalist. I need to see what's going on in there. That ain't the way it goes. And he knows that shit. But he's hiding behind, I'm a journalist, in order to get his activism advanced. That was a coordinated move. He wasn't the only one arrested. Other folks called and communicated and coordinated a meeting at those people's place of worship. It don't matter who they are or why they were there to pray. And he should have, if he wasn't a part of that the activists, he should have waited outside with his mic and gotten filmed with the church in the backdrop. Hey, I'm Don Lemon. I'm here on the spot. We don't want to, impede on these worshipers' rights and feelings. But there's some folks in there right now doing a protest, and we're going to be here to catch the fallout. And then you at least won't be looked at as a suspect for being arrested for interrupting a religious service. Because I don't know. I feel like if I was in church, I don't care what I did before I came to church. When I'm in church, I don't expect activists or protesters to be interfering with that moment. In my opinion, shit. And Don Lemon is with their bullshit playing like that ain't what he was there for.
I will not stop now. I will not stop ever. Last night, the DOJ sent a team of federal agents to arrest me in the middle of the night for something that I've been doing for the last 30 years. And
that don't mean it was right either. Just because you've been getting away with it. If you feel that, and I know when you work for CNN and Fox News and these people, they know the law. They ain't stupid. They might send your ass out there, but they ain't going to send your ass all up in there where you're going to be crossing that line. You don't hear about these major networks having their journalists arrested. He's on his own now. He's doing his own little thing. He's like a social media type now. So, he's making his own calls. They probably would have told him, now, Don, don't go your ass in there. Oh, no, I won't. Okay. But when you calling the shots, you're like, you know what? I can just go in and I can just start interviewing people once I get inside. And, he got his own little plan. Does it cross the law? The realm of what he should have really been doing? I don't know. Hopefully a judge will figure that out. And maybe other journalists going forward will figure this shit out and understand this ain't no big old game. And if you do get away with it, then the other side sees this shit and then here they go. Everybody gonna one up each other. But when you know what's right and wrong, don't do it. Just don't fucking do it.
that is covering the news. The First Amendment of the Constitution protects that work for me and for countless of other journalists who do what I do. I stand with all of them and I will not be silent. I look forward to my day in court. Thank you all.
I'd be a little worried. You better hope his day in court is delayed for 3 years and he can at least get a. The Donald Trump's DOJ, the way things are going right now, even him being arrested. I mean, that wouldn't happen in any other case, but would he be inside someone else's church, doing that? YouTubers, CNN reporters, MSNBC, wherever you come from, people with a cell phone, you don't have the right to just walk into a church and just start filming someone or just interviewing someone. You're a journalist. At least go journalist appropriate. You got a beanie on. You look like you're part of that little crew that went in there to basically protest and agitate, and it doesn't look like anything other than that to me.
I just have to say, after leaving the court proceedings, I am very glad that our renowned, esteemed reporter, Don Lemon, will be released on his own recognizance because he should not have been in court anyway. How far is this going to go? We're 155.
It's going to go so far that they're going to start killing people in your city and you ain't going to do nothing about it. That's how far it's gone. If you can get on the mic and speak on Don Lemon's behalf, and not on the behalf of the family of Keith Porter Jr., then you're an activist mayor. You're a mayor who just caught up in what the Democratic Party tell you can do and what you can't do. And Gavin Newsom, where he at? Same shit. I think it's terrible when the mayor of the city of Los Angeles is black and a black man get killed in Northridge, and you can't even see that. You don't recognize that happening enough to speak on it. You're the mayor. You ain't got to say, I support Keith Porter and his family. You can say what you want to say, but say something. Speak on it. And let us know that there's a process, even when things happen that break our hearts, that we don't agree with, that we don't like. There's a process, though. And it should give us some comfort to let us know that you guys are going to still do an investigation. That's the automatic. That police officer who was off duty, unfortunately, should have known by, jumping out of character like he did that night. Or, I'm sorry, not out of character, but out of position. He's in a position in his fucking house and he should have stayed there. But by coming outside of his house and removing himself from the safety of his own house, he was safe in his own shit. And he decided to go over there and stop something in an off-duty capacity. If he wasn't an ICE officer, would he have done that? If he just had a gun of his own and was a civilian, do we think that it was that urgent that he went over there and put an end to whatever was going on? Or could he have called and used better judgment? And to use such poor judgment and it to result in a death. And the mayor of LA is on the mic talking about Don Lemon, who got arrested for something he did in another city. He just got caught in LA because they knew he'd catch his ass out here doing the Grammys. And she happened to be involved in the Grammys in some way because it's in LA. So they bump into each other and she's with this. She letting everybody know, I support Don Lemon and he should be able to go to Minneapolis and do whatever he want to do, whatever. But when people getting killed in your own city, other black men got to walk around here knowing that we might not be shooting gun up into the air. It might be something else. But we tired of being murdered and mistaken for things that we ain't doing and it being accepted. And this be the narrative going forward for the demise of Keith Porter Jr. That's wrong. He deserves a real investigation and a real outcome with real facts. So when we talk about this in the future, everybody understand what really happened. And hopefully this shit won't happen again. Karen Bass ain't doing anything to prevent this from happening in the future. Nothing.
5 days away from celebrating the 250th anniversary of our democracy that has been under attack every day since this administration took over. I am not a lawyer, but I will tell you to listen to this court proceedings that made no sense at all. What they described as his crime, from my perspective, a layperson's perspective, was the work of a reporter. He went into the church along with the protest.
See, if you don't know what lawyers do, or if you don't know what reporters do, then you shouldn't be speaking on it. Because fuck, I don't even think you know what mayors do. You should understand that a reporter cannot, just because he has a mic and a camera, walk in a fucking church and start interviewing people. And it look innocent to me. That's the optics is a motherfucker, and that's the problem. We got to quit looking at things and doing the whole investigation in our head, and then telling everybody else there's nothing else to see here. That's what Donald Trump and his people are doing. And it appears that the Democrats are adopting that kind of a lifestyle, where they want to do all the calculating and investigating and figuring out in their head, and then tell you, "No, I look at it, it's good. You don't need to know anything about that. It's fine. It's good." And that's what she's doing. And expecting us to, what credibility does Karen Bass have? She was a member of the Black Congressional Caucus. Do you guys remember her sticking out? Do you guys remember anything major happening with the Congressional Black Caucus that she led? None of them lead anything. They napping right now. They chilling. And she is a former member of that group, and she chilling in LA fighting for illegal immigrant causes and ignoring Black people that are being murdered in the process.
He covered the story. He listened to what the people said who were in the church. That is his crime. It made no sense to me, and frankly, if I were the administration, if I were the other side, I would be embarrassed by that court proceeding that actually wanted to limit his movements so he could not go anywhere except for Minnesota to New York. A journalist who travels the country. So we have seen protesters under attack. We have seen people being snatched off our street. And now all of you are at risk. And this is just...
See, that's when I get pissed off. We all at risk of what? I ain't no fucking journalist. I ain't at risk of nothing that this is about. I'm at risk of being killed like Key Porter Jr. though. I'm at risk of being caught on the side of the road and killed, or having to call 911 for help. And when they show up, they kill me. That's what I'm at risk of. I'm at risk of doing something that everybody in LA County might look at and say, "God, that was a dumb thing that Black Popcorn did. What was he thinking about? You know you're going to get killed if you do that." Well, if we had that kind of a mentality, then we need to shut down some courtrooms. There's no reason to be holding court when the police just get to kill you. There's no cell for you to ever go to. They just killing you right now. And the mayor of LA ain't even willing to speak on it. But when she's willing to speak, like, we are all in jeopardy now because Don Lemon got arrested. Don Lemon gonna be all right. But Don Lemon know what he did. Don Lemon is a very experienced journalist. He knows what the hell that you can do and what you can't do. And just because you go into church and start interviewing the congregation, and some of them even comply and that doesn't mean that it's acceptable, and that don't mean it's legal. And that don't mean that journalists should be doing that kind of shit.
Unacceptable. This assault on our democracy has got to end.
Yeah, I'm done with Karen Bass. I'm sorry. I've been done with her. I just feel like it's so terrible to have Black people in these places and they don't even act Black. They still have to act Black. They're there to fucking help you. And anybody who say, no, they're not there. Yeah, they are. They fucking are. Everybody else of a particular race, whatever race it might be, does not abandon their race. But as long as you're understanding and recognizing your race, you can be involved in American politics. In fact, it's a good thing. But you have to remember you have a base, and your base is your race, it's your people. And you got to look out for them and fight for them so that they don't just get wiped out and classed in a place that no one else is in. Beaten, stepped on, spit on, and murdered. And Karen Bass is willing to get up there and speak of something that's related, even remotely, to this, and not being able to say, Not only are they arresting journalists, but they're killing innocent black people. Happen, bring that up again and again, because we're gonna just play like it didn't happen again and make no progress. Again, we're getting these perfect examples, unfortunately, at the cost of black men's lives, and we ain't even taking the opportunity. Someone's life could mean something more than just a flash in the news and go away. It can really mean a step in changing the way we police in this country, and not try to let our Democrats trick us into believing it's just these ICE police. It's not. It's law enforcement and it's politicians. Like, comment, share. Please subscribe. We'll see you on the next Black Popcorn.